Hello guys, it's me at the gardens. So, lawn mowing, lawns, cutting, mowers, that sort of thing. I sent you a video, no I didn't send you a video, I sent you a question sheet earlier in the week. I'll just put my pad down there, and I said I'd do a little video to help answer some of those questions. So I'm out in the bottom part of the garden today at the moment, and I just want to show you that, can you see behind me, we've cut the grass. Between myself and Stuart, we managed to cut the grass. We used the big green mower. We didn't box it off, we just let the grass fly out the back, and as you can see, the grass is, the clippings are just laying on the grass surface. There are there's a question about that in your quizzy things, isn't there? About whether what are the advantages and disadvantages of collecting grass clippings. Certainly one of the disadvantages is that it sticks to your shoes when you walk around on the lawn, and some people hate that. I know the cleaners up at college get really upset when the grass gets cut, because students walk into the college after crossing the grass and they traipse into the college loads and loads of wet grass stuck to their shoes. So maybe that's a disadvantage. Another disadvantage is that when you get big lumps of grass that sit on the grass like that, they shade out the grass underneath. So big lumps of grass sitting on top of the turf, it shades out the grasses beneath, and that's not good. So it's just starting to rain, which is really annoying, but never mind. That's another disadvantage. It looks unsightly too, doesn't it, don't you think? If that grass had been collected, I think it would have looked a lot better, wouldn't it? So maybe think about those things. One of the advantages of, cool, yeah, look at that, there's some grass there, look, you can see how yellow that grass has got under there, quite yellow under, you see those, anyway. One of the advantages of not collecting the clippings is that it's so much quicker to do. It's quicker and cheaper. One of the advantages of not picking up the clippings is you get the job done really quick. So for the likes of myself and Stuart, we have got better things to do. No, we haven't got better things to do, but we've got other things to do. And getting the grass cut quickly was a priority. So we didn't pick it up. That makes it cheaper. So if you're costing a job for clients, and they want you to pick up the clippings, it's going to cost them more, isn't it? If you're doing a job for customers and you can let the grass fly, you can do it cheaper. You've got disposal costs. You've got disposal costs if you collect the clippings, whereas if you don't collect the clippings, you've got no disposal cost. Although if you do collect the clippings, you've got something to put on the compost heap. Yeah, so think about those things. I'm sure you guys will come up with something. Now, I wanted just to run to the machinery shed. I wanted to talk about, I've just picked up my folder. The gardens are looking good, actually. Last week, oh, there's Edith's ball. I'll pick that up. Edith isn't here, I'm afraid, but I'll promise next video I do, I'll put Edith on the video for you. The garden's looking good. The weather's turned a bit cold, but that's okay. The tulips are still flowering. See tulips there. The grass I cut, like I said last week, I cut the grass quite high. It's already grown back. It could do with another cut. Hey, little and often is the trick to grass cutting. little and often, and cut it higher than you think. If you cut grass too low, it tends to suffer. It's not very good for it. Obviously it depends on the grass mix that you have in your lawn, but most utility lawns, the grasses that are used don't tolerate really close mowing, so an inch or so is just fine. I'm going to hide under the tree here because it's beginning to pour a bit now. So regular mowing, not too high, yeah, so the grass here, as you can see, yeah, it's all ready. Could do with another cut. Maybe next week, if the weather turns nice, I can get out and cut the lawn again. Right, I'm going to head to the machinery shed. I wanted to have a quick chat about lawn establishment, ground preparation, seed sowing, that sort of thing, very quickly, because I've used up 6 minutes already. Ground preparation is the same really for turf and for seed sowing. If you're sowing a new lawn, if you're establishing a new lawn, yeah, there you go, I'm in the shed now. Oh, that's better. Look at that. Lovely. Right, so ground preparation is the same, whether you're establishing turf or sowing seeds. A lot of people think that turf is a shortcut, really, and you can cover all sorts of sins, which you can, but it won't lead to a good quality lawn. Builders have a reputation, don't they, for smothering all sorts of builders' rubble with a layer of turf and forgetting about it. It's not good in the long run. The lawn the ground needs to be dug over properly and prepared, weeded. It needs to be trod down. Do you remember doing the treading walk with the feet? And then raked, trod again, and then raked again, so you get a lovely flat, not compacted, but a lovely flat, uniform surface on which to sow or to lay your turf. If you're sowing seed, ideally rolling after sowing is good. Rolling after sowing ensures that the seed and the soil are in close contact with each other, and it ensures quicker and better germination. Rolling after laying a lawn after laying turf is useful, because it helps to ensure that the turf and the soil beneath are in close contact too. So rolling's a useful thing to do. There we go. If it's seed you've sown, once the seed has germinated, then you've got to decide when to do the first cut. First cut is always the deepest. Sorry. Yeah, when to do the first cut, when to cut. You want to cut your lawn when it's about sort of about an inch, 2 inches, 2 to 3 inches tall. And the first cut should always be with a cylinder mower. A cylinder mower is less aggressive in its cutting than a rotary mower. A cylinder mower slices the grass blades like a pair of scissors, whereas a rotary mower tends to rotate and rip, and it's very easy to rip young seedlings out of the lawn surface. So first cut should be with a cylinder mower. Another benefit of cutting with a cylinder mower is that a cylinder mower tends to have a roller on it. As I've said, rolling is really important for lawns. When you roll a grass plant, you encourage it to tiller. Tillering is when the grass plant creates side shoots, so you get the grass plant is encouraged to become more bushy. At the moment you'll see farmers rolling their fields, and they're doing that for exactly the same purpose. They're rolling their grass to encourage the grass to tiller and to send up side shoots. It gets thicker, and we all want a thick lawn, so rolling a lawn, particularly in its early days when you've just sown it, is really useful. It creates a thick sward, a thick sort of dense sward. What else was I going to talk about? I think that's it. I'll just check my notes. I hope you've all been getting on well with your work. I know I'm getting a bit behind in marking things, but it's because it takes so long. But I will get back to each of you in time. Now then, blah 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 blah. First cut, yes. Grass cutting frequency and height. Little and often, frequency depends on, yes. How frequent to cut a lawn? Well, obviously depends on the type of lawn it is. If it's a fine turf, like a quality, high quality bowling green or putting green, then it can be cut 4, 5, 6 times a week in the growing season. If it's a utility lawn, like the lawns in the gardens here, or your lawn at home, then you might cut it once a week, once every 10 days even. If it's a rough piece of grass, maybe like a road verge or something, it might only be cut once a month, if that, maybe once a season. Obviously, the lower you cut your grass, the more often you need to cut it. So a bowling green will be cut very regularly, whereas something that's a bit longer, like my lawn at home, which I cut, I've only given it one cut, I think. Yeah. Anyway, and there we go. I think that'll do. I'm not sure I've covered everything, and it's not really a very good replacement for a lecture, but it's all you've got. Give it a go. You might need to research some of the questions, but I'll just give you a quick spin round of our thingy. There's the 2 mowers. Do you remember those? The green one and the one with the roller on it. I've got the 2 cylinder mowers there. There you go. All the bits and pieces. So, and back to me. Right. Good luck with that assessment. Get it done as quickly as you can, and I will be in touch with each of you. Cheers.